Hey, Mike.
Hey, all right, I can finally hear you guys.
Hey, it's 3 o'clock. We'll call the meeting to order. Please turn your cell phones off or mute them. Becky, will you do a roll call?
I sure will. Tom Wilson.
Here.
Dean Friel.
Here.
Jack Scrogstad.
Here.
Chris Robertson.
Here.
Mike Pearson.
Here.
Okay.
Thank you.
Public attendees, we have none. Paul, do you have anything for us? No? Um, Mike's here. Approval of minutes. If there are no changes or corrections, minutes from the January 23rd, 2024 Facilities and Maintenance Committee meeting will stand as presented. Maintenance Department reports. Jeff, do you have anything you want to highlight for us that's been going on the last month in your guys' world?
Yes, just a couple things. Working on the treasurer's office, getting that remodeled, so we're moving right along on that. Electricians are done, the plasters are done, the painters are in there now, and next week the flooring guys will be in there. So we're moving around along right on schedule, I'd say. We're looking at the elevator project February 26th. State's attorney carpeting on March 11th, and public defenders getting carpet and some paint on the 25th of March. So those are the 4 projects that we have kind of lined up.
Okay, and then the state's attorney stuff's not really that important, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. So there is a question on the elevator. I know that we keep getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back, but the 20th and the 27th, I think there's meetings in here for a public forum for the solar project. It was in the paper last night. So if the project is going to happen, Jeff, we kind of need to know, because the first date we would be fine with, I think it's the 20th, if I'm not, is that correct? We'd be okay with the first one. If they started on the 26th, we may have to move the other one to across the street. We will not postpone the elevator, guys.
Yeah.
But if you could let us know, because that would help us make sure that we're not having to postpone it if they're going to start a week or so late. But I don't want to give them the opportunity to say we've held them up. So.
Yep.
And we're still good on the 26th. We got to get, the roofer is going to be down here the week prior to that.
The roof's already off and ready
So-
to go. So we
Okay.
tarped it. We're all
good to
we're all
go.
ready for them. Yep.
Okay, very
Yep.
good. And no surprises in the treasurer's office?
Nope, that's been good. We cleaned up there, got all the old wire out, all the old data lines out. So IT can kind of track their wires a little more easily and cleaned up. So yeah. we're in-
So
we're in good
are you taking the safe out and putting it back in, or?
shape. No, I'm just holding that up till they carpet under it.
Yeah. There's a safe in the treasurer's office that we have no idea how much it weighs, but we know it's absolutely ridiculous, but we're kind of finishing around it because it's such an old piece and it's been in there forever. Okay, does anybody have any questions for Jeff? Work order requests. So currently we're working with Jeremy, the county administrator, and Jeff are working on the work order request form for all the department heads, and we're coming along good on that.
Yeah, Jeremy's putting that on the intranet, so we've got a little better accessibility to it. So that's looking really nice on that.
Good, and I think that's going to help us have a very nice and organized way of doing things in the future for our facilities group. So I'm glad to hear that's going well. Request for final budget numbers, none. Request ready for approval, none. Okay, unfinished business. Allied Partners, I've talked to, so we've met with Allied, and we're going over the grand jury courtroom that Judge Ackert, we met with Judge Ackert and talked about that a little bit. We're currently going over that to where we're going to have a small blueprint drawn up so we know exactly what we're getting. Judge Ackert's going to be taking care of a lot of the IT and the that type of stuff in the courtroom. But Allied will be getting the HVAC, the drywall and the steel studs of drywall, ACT ceilings, and flooring and what have you done. And in the new courts building, we've started in there, and inside the basement, we've already taken apart or taken out a lot of the Freon lines and gotten rid of a lot of the stuff already in the boiler room. And we're in the process of getting the boiler room parts put together and welded and made so we can get going on that stuff. And there's quite a bit of equipment that's ordered and that we're waiting on. But I talked to Colton and he said that everything is going very well. He's running the job for Hartwig. But he said he's pretty confident that we'll have everything done by June if all the equipment shows up like it's supposed to. Do you have anything else on that front? Is everything working out good with the badges and all that good stuff?
Yeah, no, I think that's working out fine. Yep.
Okay. And then is the low voltage guys, have they done a lot of their stuff? Nothing yet?
No, they haven't. They've been in, but haven't done any physical work.
Okay, and that's all gonna be done upstairs though, correct? In the hallways, and just coordinating all this stuff with Allied as far as who needs to be with who for working in the building. If they're in an area that's under secured or, that has security, we have to be with them, but
Yep.
just working with Allied and the guys on that type of thing.
Yeah. They're going to have work upstairs. They're going to have to bring it back to the IT closets. And so there's going to be a lot up and down in there, but yeah, we'll manage with them.
Sure.
So,
And then as far as noise and that kind of stuff, if there's any issues, we'll be more than willing to talk with the judges and what have you and help out there.
Yep.
Does anybody have anything for Jeff or any questions on the new project? No? Very good. Under new business, there are no items under new business. Is there any request for an executive session? No? Okay, well, go ahead, Jack.
I just want to say something. In the last couple of meetings I was involved in, you talked about a solar thing that came out in the public or on the,
Yes.
whatever, and they're going to be having hearings. There's been I've heard that during county board meetings, board members, they ask questions about, when we're about ready to vote on it. Well, the hearing is already done, and so I'm encouraging all board members that if you're really interested in knowing what's going on when it comes to solar or wind farms, is to go to those hearings. That's where you can give your input and learn a little bit about what's going on, maybe ask questions. During that time period, and during the county board meetings or when we're about to vote on it is not the time really to start asking questions. So I'm just trying to remind everybody that during, when we have these things, we all get notices on them when it's happening. Alice is going to start, sending us emails to remind us that that these meetings are going on and these hearings are going on, where and for what purpose. That way we can be more involved in, and whatnot. So I'm going to say this probably at the full board meeting as well when that comes up, because we have some serious things coming down and we want people to be informed and not a surprise when it comes to the board meeting. They're ready to go for that vote.
Okay, thank you, Jack. Does anybody have anything else?
Just to make note, your next scheduled meeting of February 27th at 3 is going to be canceled. We do have a scheduled meeting with Congressman LaHood. He's going to be doing a county meeting here and going to visit around and have some conversations with some of the elected officials and departments and things like that. So just wanted to give you guys a heads up. That's February 27th.
27th.
Yep.
Yeah. And that, Jack, I'm sure Becky will send something out so everybody knows. And she'll put it on the website. Once we get more information from Allied, we'll be able to give you guys some better updates on timeframes and what have you coming down the pike. So with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. First and second, all in favor, say aye.
Yeah.
Opposed?
Aye.
First and second.
Are we paying attention to that?
I had to remind me to do that during ours, is I had to call out the names, you know, and, because I'll read it and I'll look up, see who's first, the one to raise their hand.
All right, thanks, Mike.